Tinubu had the opportunity to come out and avert the death of those nearly 40 people. But he chose not to. And even when he eventually came out to talk to the Nigerian people,
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's Sunday morning broadcast in the wake of the ongoing nationwide hardship protests has attracted reactions, both negative and positive, from Nigerians, but with many dismissing it as empty and largely evasive. The protests, which began August 1 and billed to last for 10 days, have resulted in violence in some parts of the country and loss of lives.
Enumerating some of his administration's achievements in the last 1 year and 2 months, they include 570 billion naira released to state to support Nigerians, 50 billion naira approved for student loan, 200 billion naira for consumer credit cooperation for youths, $620 million for digital and creative enterprise for youth, and 75,000 Nigerians to receive 1 million micro and small business single-digit interest loan, as well as 1 billion naira each to large manufacturers under single-digit interest loan. They also include 10 micro, small, medium enterprise hubs built, creating 240,000 jobs. Others are 70,000 naira minimum wage for workers. Government revenue hitting over 9.1 trillion naira in first half of 2024, even as oil production increased to 1.61 million barrels per day.
We have come this far, coming from a place where our country spent 97% of all our revenue on debt service. We have been able to reduce that to 68% in the last 13 months. We have also cleared legitimate outstanding foreign exchange obligations of about 5 billion without any adverse impact on our programs.
The president also used the moment to draw attention to his development plans, starting with a 1,000 housing units of Renewed Hope Estate to be built in the 6 geopolitical zones of the country, another 100,000 units of housing to be delivered in 3 years, as well as to cultivate 10 million hectares of land, and the removal of tariff and import duties on rice, maize, wheat, and pharmaceutical, as well as medical supplies for 6 months, among others.
4 days later, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has given a speech. Was that a speech that was worth the wait, or did you expect something more?
In the end, I wish he didn't even speak, because if he didn't speak, it would have been way better than what he had said yesterday. And I think with due respect, it's obvious now this speeches thing do not work. The president, we need a real interview. I don't know if he's done any, you can tell me, you watching. But I think we need real interview where we can really discuss policies and discuss outcomes. Because it was just a speech with a lot of rhetoric, no outcomes. Agricultural cultivation, he wants to do 10 million hectares. The 500,000 hectares he promised last year, where's the result? If he promised 500,000 hectares, why do we have over 40% food inflation? Do you know what the food inflation is in Kenya that is causing all the riots? It's 7%. Nigeria is over 40%. He couldn't deliver on 500,000 hectares. We have not seen all the food he says he cultivated. Now he's talking 10 million hectares. Have we fixed the security on the land? So there are many things that's why we want to interact with him, so we can know his policy positions. It's not written speeches, it's what he wants to say. Let's even see how he understands the policies.
On the whole, I think that the biggest concern of Nigerians is that in the whole of that speech, President Tinubu did not respond directly to the demands of the protesters. The protesters had specific demands. Instead, he was listing his achievements and making promises. If I had taken a look at that speech, I did that, approving signing off on presidential speeches for 4 years. I would have constructed it differently. There would have been another day to talk about achievements. He could have appealed to Nigerians. He could even have set up a committee to say we are addressing this demand, that demand.
Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon from wherever you are watching from. I'm sure you must have heard the speech by our president, President Tinubu, regarding the protest that is going on in Nigeria. Today is the 5th day of the protest, and I'm sure if you listen very, very well, you will understand that there's a proper disconnect from what the president was saying and what Nigerians are actually asking for. It's so unfortunate listening to the speech of the president. You understand that the president is in total disconnection with the Nigerian people. Tinubu came out and he continued emphatically to continue talking about all the policies, the things that he had done, the things that they were doing right, even though all these things are anti-Nigerian people. The Nigerian people, the citizens of Nigeria, are suffering. And the president came out and told you that he feels your pain and he understood how we feel, we Nigerians, after losing nearly 40 people. Nearly 40 people have died before Tinubu came out in order to engage the Nigerian people. And my question is to somebody who said that he is pained by what is going on in Nigeria. Tinubu had nearly 30 days to come out and speak to Nigerians. He never did that. Tinubu had the opportunity after the first day of the protest to come out and speak to Nigerians. That was when about 12 people, I think about 12 died on the first day of the protest. That opportunity was there for him to come out and talk to Nigerian people. But he never did. Until the numbers of people that have died rose to about 40. And that's when Tinubu came out. And then you look at that and you ask yourself, is Tinubu actually pained with the numbers of people that have died? Because Tinubu had the opportunity to come out and avert the death of those nearly 40 people. But he chose not to. And even when he eventually came out to talk to the Nigerian people, when a child starts crying, that child needs something. That child might be hungry. That child might need food. That is why sometimes when a child is crying and you give them something, they will push it away. You will provide them with another thing, they will push it away until you give them that thing that they need, that they will then collect and smile, and then they'll start playing again. Unfortunately, Nigerian protesters, including the ones that are protesting on the streets and the one that refuse to come out to protest, we are all asking for the same thing. We are asking for few things to be reverted. One of the most important one that affected the lives of every single Nigerian is that first decision of Tinubu to say subsidy is gone. With all the years that Tinubu had or have prepared for this position, it is so unfortunate that the first thing that Tinubu had to say is the number one thing that have destroyed the lives of hardworking Nigerians, people that have been working so hard without any help from the government. A lot of people that talk about palliative, to me, palliative is a complete waste of time. Nigerians are not those lazy type of people that you can start bringing out palliatives to share to them. So as we speak today, all what Tinubu said in that speech has got nothing to do with anything that Nigerians are asking of. And the simple thing Tinubu could have done, as he arrogantly came in and said subsidy is gone, what he should have done to ameliorate these issues that we have currently, all the money that has been frittered away in millions and billions and trillions, all that money should have been used for fuel subsidy. Leave the Nigerian people the way you made them. So as he arrogantly said fuel subsidy is gone, Tinubu should have arrogantly said that fuel subsidy is back. Because that fuel subsidy from day one that they have said is gone, is not gone. We are still paying fuel subsidy. So why are you allowing Nigeria to go through the terrible times that they are going through? The petrol that we buy at 145, all of a sudden, that petrol jumped to over 600 naira. And we are not just talking about 600 naira. You go to the filling station today, you get it for 700 somewhere. You get it at 850 somewhere. You get it at 900 somewhere. It will be stable for a week. And the next 10 days, it will be 1,100. Nigerian government had no policy to control price control. Everybody is doing whatever they want to do, putting prices on anything the way they want. A lot of people will say, is it Tinubu that is there? Everything has to do with the leader. Everything has to do with a leader. The buck stops on your table, whether it is price control, whether it is people that are inflating prices anyhow, whether it is the leader. It starts from the leader. Some people will be telling me that Tinubu has been giving so much money out to the governors. What are the governors doing with it? As we speak, up till now, Tinubu is still giving governors billions and billions and billions. Why would we still, at this day and age, be having leaders that all they think about is to give governors money and ask them to give their own people? This thing is not happening. Who needs to tell these leaders? Are they blind? They are not blind. They can see what is happening. They can see what is happening. So if every month these governors will come to Abuja and collect this FAC allocation in billions, and the federal government that is allocating this money to these governors, they will never, when they come back the next month, to even ask them and say, Mr. Governor, the last one we gave you, how much, what did you spend it on? What did you spend it on? We want you to give us a breakdown before we can give you this one. No, every month, state governors go to the federal government. The federal government will just double hand into the Ghana must go, and they will just give it to them and they will walk away. No question asked. Nobody they are not accountable to anybody. And you say you, as a president, as a leader, you want to continue to be telling us that you are giving the governors money. People are saying it is now down to the responsibility of the citizens to go and be asking their governors what they are meant to do for them. Is it governors that are on private jets, or is it governors that has over 30 to 50 acres of luxurious cars following them with securities? Is it these governors that you expect ordinary citizens to go and have a word with about what their rights are? No. It is not the responsibility of a citizen to go and be asking any governor what they are supposed to do. It is the responsibility of the federal government to make sure that money allocated to each state and governors are being used judiciously, and making sure that this money gets to the people. This has been happening forever and nobody is doing anything about it. And you'll be telling, Buhari did the same thing for 8 years. People will say, well, Buhari is giving every state money. Everything that has been taken to the table of Buhari, he will sign it, give them money to deal with the situation. But the problem is, for the 8 years of Buhari, the people that he was giving money to go and deal with his situation, did they use the money for that situation? And he spent all that 8 years. Now today we have Tinubu, and all we hear is billions and billions and billions has been given out for this, have been given out for that. Ordinary electricity, you people cannot fix. For Nigerian citizens to fight for their life. Insecurity, you cannot deal with it. For Nigerian citizens to fight for their life. All the things that will hold the hands of the Nigerian citizen, you people cannot deal with it. Some people are talking about student loan. What is the use of a student loan when after that student has borrowed that money, use it for their school, after they come out from school, where is the job? Where is the work? Where are the companies? Where are the factories? That these students that you are giving loan, where are the companies and factories that they will be working after they finish school? If you go to a bank and you want to ask a bank to borrow you money, the first thing a bank ask or find out from you is, how do you intend to pay? Where are you working? They will check your statements from beginning of the month to the end of the month. They will check it like for 1 year and see how you have managed your account. And that is when they will be able to borrow you money. But Nigerian government, you know how to waste money. You want to give student loan. But when these students finish their school, you cannot see anything, any factory where the students are going to work. So how do you expect them to return that money? How? How do you expect these students to return this money after they finish their school? You go abroad. Students are giving student grant, not loan. At every point in time, the government knows where the students is. And as soon as that student finish their school, there's always a job waiting for them. So the government are doing what they are doing 100%, knowing that this student after school will pay back. We have a situation where companies are leaving Nigeria on a daily basis, and you are giving student loans. All these years that you have not been giving student loans, Nigerian students have been working hard. Their parents have been working hard in order to send their children to school. I speak to a lot of people. The other day I was talking to an Okada guy, and this guy was working so hard, and I felt pity for him. He was telling me that he needs to go and take his two children to school, and please, I should wait for him. He will come back and carry me and all those kind of stuff. And I just thought, he's taking his children to school. This is how this Okada guy, through that Okada money, will feed his family, send his children to school, send them to university. By the time these children finish school, there will be no job for them. When this same father gets old and cannot walk no more, the time that the children are supposed to be paying him back, there will be no work for them to do this job, have a life, and then be able to help their parents. You continue giving Nigerians 5,000, asking them to queue on a line. No record, no nothing. You just fritter away billions. No accountability. How can we account for people that queue and are collecting 10,000? How can we account for that? And 6 months later, you people will be telling us that you have spent 25 billion on Nigerians. I have spoken to thousands and thousands of Nigerians that I do help on a daily basis. None of them has got anywhere anything about this 5,000, 10,000. Osinbajo did it for almost how many years? Still, all the people in the community where my house is in Nigeria, none of them has ever had 5,000. Even this stupid rice that is being shared all around, still, up to today, nobody around my community has said they receive rice. All they are doing is sending curses and swearing for the government because it's all 419. It's all 419. So I have said this before and I'm saying it again. Our leaders have opportunity to become heroes, but they never seize that opportunity. When Buhari came in, he had the opportunity to become a hero. Buhari was waiting for almost 20 years before he became the president of Nigeria. But rather than spend all those times to look after the insecurity, the Boko Haram, the bandits, the criminals that were just every day in the north growing, he spent all his 8 years chasing after Southeast. We have Tinubu came in now. You came in. Number one thing that you had to say, presidential statement, subsidy is gone. There are so many other ways you could have dealt with the situation. Nnamdi Kanu, up till today as we speak, he's still in detention. Why is that? I keep asking. You as a president, you want to make name. As you came in, get all those agitators, bring them together in a room. What is your problem? What is your problem? What is your problem? Release all of them. Release all of them. Let them go. We have so much problems than talking about people that are agitating, putting somebody in detention. What has any of our leaders, our president, what have you done about people that are in prison? Up to today, as we speak, NSAS protesters, some of them are still in prison. Thousands and thousands and thousands of Nigeria in prison. Some of them don't even know why they are in prison. We cannot have a program where you can go and gather all these people that are in prison that don't even know why they are there. Try and secure a state. Make sure that state is secure. Pack all these people. Tell them that you people are going to farm for 2 years. After 2 years, you will be free. If there are those that you need to go and apologize to the people that they have offended, call the people that they are offended, call the people that have offended them, put them together as a leader, as a Nigerian president, beg the ones that they have been hurt, and let's move forward. Pack all these people, take them to one state, secure that state, let them farm. All the people in IDP, secure one state, take them there, let them farm. But every day we have leaders that are just clueless. Before you know it, 1 year becomes 2, 2 years become 3. And these people will be telling us that, we should give them time. We should give them time. Today, if you go and plant a corn, as I'm speaking to you, if you plant a corn as I'm speaking to you today, in the next 4 months, you will harvest. So if it is okay like that and it's quick like that when it comes to farming, what happens to Nigerian leader? Why do we need to give you people 2 years, 3 years? We gave Buhari, we gave him 8 good years. He messed up. The same APC, we should be giving you time as well. No. The address that you address Nigerian, you have not hit the nail on the head. Nigerians demanded for many, many things. But the most important for me, the policies that you have brought out, on paper, they look good. They might need time to come to fruition. If you know that, what you need to do is simple. That subsidy is gone. Reverse it. And I'm telling you, food will be on the table of most Nigerians. As we speak today, Tinubu is still talking about a lot of money, billions and billions being put into housing. Who are benefiting from this housing? How many ordinary Nigerian, how many poor person have benefited? For those people that have come out and joined this protest, kudos to you. If you are 18 and above, and you are sitting in Nigeria as I speak, you are sitting at home, you have nothing to eat, you don't even know what you are going to eat tomorrow, and you are still sitting at home, you are part of this problem. I have said it before. I hope these protests go a long way in order to change Nigeria. But you see, the way I've seen Nigeria, and from the speech that Mr. President has made, from the speech that Tinubu has made, it doesn't seem they even have any remorse to what Nigerians are shouting for. All they are thinking is Nigerians should just finish their shouting and get out of the way, and they will move on with their usual way of doing things. And until we stand up as Nigerians, all of us together, if the way the North has stood up today, the South has stood up, and the East have stood up, we probably will have what we need. But unfortunately, we always stand up in batches. Today, or this time that the Igbos decided, the Northerners decided they are standing up. Imagine that is the time that the Igbos are saying that this thing no concern us. Until the day we all join our hands together before we can take ourselves from these devils, people that have held Nigeria to ransom. We have to come together as one and work together as one in order to defeat these people. That's all I can say. Thank you very much, and I'll see you on my next video.